What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot Beat in Boston. I'm going to turn my sound all the way up in hopes that it fixes the problem. I really don't know what's going on. When I'm financially available, I'm going to order a new laptop that is strictly for camera and microphone purposes. Right now, not an option with the economy at a standstill and an ultimate crash. I'm doing this video for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Every single sign I want to see this message. So please pass this on. This message is about kindness during this time. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is not about individual kindness. It's about group kindness. Aquarius is worried for the group. Whether it's their family, whether it's their coworkers, their friends, they're concerned about their group. We're moving from Pisces to Aquarius, and this happens every 2,000 years. So we're seeing something completely unprecedented right now. On top of that, we're seeing something unprecedented with our governments. Our governments have ultimately failed, and they have shut down everything. Now, the question is, how are they going to pick that economy back up and get it going? I know in America they're promising $1,200 checks by September. What the fuck are we going to do with a $1,200 check aside from pay our rent? Boston is the most expensive place you can possibly live. Excuse me, I'm in my pajamas. I've been taking care of my daughter since, 5 o'clock this morning, and I just give no fucks. Okay, I'm here in my bathrobe because this message is more important than what I look like. Okay, I'm not concerned about my looks. I just want to make sure I'm not flashing anybody. This is unprecedented. Every country in the world has shut down. They're asking us not to leave our house for a virus that has been around for a very, very long time. I had this coronavirus 2 years ago, and I have a video on here that documents when I had it. I came out of the hospital. I had to wear a mask. I had to isolate myself from everyone for 14 days. I was in the hospital for 14 days, and I could not break my fever. I woke up in the middle of the night. My lungs were filled. I ran to the door. I got sick for a half an hour to get all the mucus out. I drove myself to the hospital, which is 15 minutes away. By the time I got there, I was septic. My temperature was 103.8, and I was seeing people that weren't there. And I had to tell these people, I had to tell the medical staff, hey, I'm hallucinating. I'm so sick. And they brought me right upstairs. They put me in a room and they quarantined me. Okay. They quarantined me, and I had the same exact symptoms as they're saying is spreading now. This is not a break off of the coronavirus. This is something that I feel is biological, that was man-made. My mother passed away shortly after I got out of the hospital about 1.5 years ago, for those who don't know. And then I had just had spinal surgery on my neck. You can see the cut all the way across. 6 months prior to that. And I found out I was pregnant 6 months after my surgery. And so I want you all to really realize what is going on here, okay? It is a time to show your neighbors kindness. It is a time to do kind things. The government has pretty much left us in a free-for-all, okay? Let's face it, guys. Let's face it. We're going to be the ones that have to pick up the economy. We're going to be the ones who have to find a new way of life. The rich people are not going to help us, okay? These super rich 5% of the country here in the United States are not going to help us. The elite that run each of the countries that meet every single goddamn day because they have the money to fly around are not going to help us. We are just regular citizens who are trying to get by and have no idea what to do. No matter what your government is promising you, it is not going to be enough to pick up an infrastructure that is broken and rebuild it. This is not going to happen. It is going to be up to us as the people to stand up and to lead. Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, I'm calling on you. Stand up and lead. Aquarius, this is your time to show your skills of loving in a group of people. You're not much for loving one-on-one, but you're amazing at loving for groups of people, okay? Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, all my earth signs, you're here to ground us. You're here to get us financially stable again and get us something other than the American dollar that's worth something, because the American dollar isn't worth shit anymore. I don't know how many of you realize that the American economy has crashed. You can't trust our government. They did insider trading. They traded out all their stocks before the economy crashed, and they're still doing it. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Question is, with all of this pandemic thing going on, and I'm not saying it's not real, because I had it. I documented it on this fucking channel, January 3rd or 7th, 2018. Okay, and for those of you who don't believe me, I'm going to post the link and I'm going to pin it. I came out and I said I had the plague. I had to wear a mask when I got home, quarantine myself. I couldn't be near anybody. When I was in the hospital, they wouldn't come in my room unless they were fully gowned. They wouldn't take my order for food. They were sending up the most nasty food, so I starved the entire time I was in the hospital. Nobody would come in my room. My stepfather came up to visit, and they had a fit that he was not wearing gown head to toe. And his rationale on that was, I live with her. She just moved back to Boston from Phoenix, and she's looking for a place. I live with her, so if she has it, I'm going to get it. Well, my mother got it, and my mother passed away a year and a half ago. Okay? And so this virus has been around a lot longer than what this government is willing to admit. And I want you guys to realize the truth of what's going on. I don't want hate comments. I'm not looking for debates on the president. I'm not looking for I hate Trump. I'm not looking for, well, it's the Democrats or it's the Republicans' fault. It's all of their fault. They all fucking knew. That top 5% of rich people, they all fucking knew this was coming, and nobody did a goddamn thing to stop it. And now they're not supplying enough medical supplies. They're not supplying enough testing kits, but they sure had one when I was sick. They stuck it all the way up in here. Okay, it's painful. They shove it all the way up your nose into your fucking eye socket. It hurts. But suddenly they don't have enough cotton swabs? Really? That's not true. They have plenty. They have plenty of cotton swabs. All you nurses can jump on here, you doctors, you can say whatever you want, but when I needed that test, it came through. It was not tuberculosis, it was not any of these crazy diseases. It was COVID-19. Okay? I know from the symptoms. I know from what people are reporting how it fills your lungs up like that. I was asleep at 12 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, I was drowning in my own fucking mucus. Okay, I know what I went through. I know what my mom went through. I know my mom died from the same lung infection that she ended up on a respirator for, to give her lungs a break, to get the chance to move the medication through her system. Soon as she was off of the ventilator, I got a text, and I was in Mass General for a doctor's appointment, and I had to take a cab all the way from Mass General to South Shore Hospital, which, if you don't know, is quite a ride and quite expensive, to get there in time to watch my mom die. Okay? And they couldn't tell me what she was dying of. An unknown lung infection, just like an unknown bacterial infection got into my system. My mom died of the same fucking thing. Now, this is the time, guys, to show kindness, to be there for one another, because the government is not going to pick you up from this. You're out of work. You have to get creative on how to make money. It means being out in the public. If it means starting your home business, if it means, finding a way to collect stuff for people who don't have anything, if it means whatever is in your heart, do it, because we need it. This is an infrastructural collapse, And the government is not going to do anything but send out petty checks. And if you live where I live, which is the most expensive place in the fucking country to live, because it is the most culturally diverse, $1,200 won't even pay your rent. And they're talking about sending it in September. How many of you can wait till September for a paycheck? Just kidding. How many of you can wait till September to pay your bills when your lights have been switched off? Your heat has been switched off. It's freezing. I'm watching my people on the reservation with COVID-19, and I'm watching them get a curfew to have to be in their houses by 5 o'clock. And I'm watching deployment into the reservation of the National Guard to keep those curfews. They are deployed into Navajo Nation to keep those curfews. For those of you who don't understand Native American culture, let me clue you in. The alcohol stores are still open here. They're open all across the country. Marijuana stores are open from here all across the country because they're considered a necessity. But what else is considered a necessity? Toilet paper? I can tell you one thing. My roommate ordered toilet paper under her business account, and it will be here in 2 or 3 days, and so will the Clorox wipes. So for the businesses, they're able to get toilet paper. They're able to get the things that we're lacking. Period. Now explain to me why we have no shortage of this stuff. We have killed enough fucking trees for enough toilet paper for a goddamn century. Enough paper plates, enough paper bowls, enough plastic spoons, who are horrible for the economy and the country and the fucking landfills and Mother Earth. We have abused her so bad. So why is it there is a shortage? You go, there's no toilet paper, there's no hand sanitizer. But my best friend tells me today, oh, I ordered it on my business account. It'll be here in 3 days. Oh, but when you go into the supermarket, you can't fucking find anything to keep your house sterile from this COVID. Okay? Now, they're saying that it can't survive in hot weather. It was 60 degrees and warm AF here. Okay? It is now in the 30s and 40s, and we're having this sudden whipping wind storm that's freezing, carrying the coronavirus all through New England. Like we didn't have it bad enough, right? I have to go into Mass General on the regular. For those of you who don't know, I had surgery on my head, okay? I look like hell. I'm tired. I've been up constantly with my daughter who's feeling this energy. I had surgery on my head. I have to go into Mass General to have plastic surgery work on that. I had to go into Mass General to have the stitches removed. I had to go into Mass General for a surgery that they put me under, and this looks nice compared to what it did. I have to risk myself and my daughter because I can't find a babysitter, anyone willing to take an infant, and my husband to go into the hospital, in which case they're not allowing visitors. So my baby, my preemie going on, technically she's 4 months old because that's when she was born, but they're going by gestational age, which means she's only 2 months. She has no immune system. She's a preemie. She can't hold her bottle. She can't do anything that a 2-month-old baby does. She's taking her time. But even my baby is aware. And we have to take her in, make her sit in the car because there's no visitors other than the person having the procedure. So I went in and I had to have this procedure, the stitches removed on my own. And I'm going to have to go in alone again to have plastic surgery fix this, okay? And if you guys can't really see it, it's a gouge, a big hole in my head, okay? This hole lasted all the way through. It was behind my fucking eye. And I'm walking around with this with COVID-19 out there. Having it once was enough. How long is it going to take for us to realize that it's up to us to rebuild this entire economy and this entire world. How many countries do they have to shut down and leave us to ourselves? Be kind. This is, what have I done? Because I know you're going to say, well, what have you done during this economy? What have I done? I've checked on elderly. I've offered my friends if they need anything, because if they're sick, I'll drop it off on their porch. I've lowered my readings. 15 minutes is $20. 30 minutes, $30. 45 minutes, $40. 60 minutes, $50. I've also told people to take a look at my monthly packages and talk to me about what they can pay for the month if they feel like they need trauma counseling or inner child work or any of those things. I am certified. I am qualified. I have 7 years of a legal degree, and I also have 3.5 years of forensic psychology. Okay, I was a forensic rehabilitation specialist. I worked in these communities. If you need trauma counseling, don't be afraid to ask me for a list of services, okay? My kindness, my giving back is my shorting my family money, my daughter money, to give back to you guys, and I'm doing the best that I can. I'm putting out videos scheduled every single 2 weeks to come out for y'all. I'm doing the best that I can. I am spreading awareness and positivity, but still people see it as negativity because it's the truth and they don't want to face it. Whether you want to fucking face it or not, look around. We can't talk to each other. The economy's collapsed. No one can work. No one can pay bills. But yet these bills are still expected. Oh, you get a month. Okay, well, the problem here is that they cannot reopen the economy for several months. And if you think that this is going to go on just till May, here they've extended it to April 30th. If you think they're going to get a hold on this in May, this is man-made. This is created. This is not a runoff of COVID. This is COVID. Okay? They have a cure. But inside that cure remains something else. And I'm warning you not to get it. It sounds great right now. But after all of this fucking bullshit that's happened, do you trust the government enough to allow them to stick something in your body that you have no control over? Because I don't. Not after seeing what I've seen. They're not even... Their response management is garbage. It's like, oh, shut the country down, but expect them to pay their bills. That doesn't work in a mass pandemic. We're losing lives left and right. We have cases up the ass and no equipment. So they're not even providing equipment to the frontline workers. What does that tell you about what they're going to do for us? Instead, we hear, oh, they're selling it on the black market. Oh, they don't need that many. Do you know how many people needed to be on a respirator? I was probably one of them. I got lucky. Especially where I'm immunocompromised. I have a disorder that 451 people have. I am number 452. It is called systemic capillary leak syndrome. My capillaries leak into my lungs and cause me to get pneumonia. I was in for pneumonia 3 times in 1 month. Right before I met my husband is when I had COVID-19. And I will post the link and pin it to the video to where I talked about where they wouldn't come in my room and they quarantined me. So if you want to look around for the government to save your ass, look around at your fellow people, because those are the people who are going to save your ass. They're going to be your moneymaker. Start your own business. Start your own kindness. Put that idea into work. What can it hurt? The American dollar doesn't mean shit anymore. It's collapsed. You cannot just bring up an economy and expect it to keep going after the entire fucking world shut down. And the World Health Organization is in on it. They've closed down every country in the fucking world. Any major country with any major economic contribution is closed down. I want you guys to take this seriously. This is the age of Aquarius, okay? We just came out of Mars season, and we're headed a little bit further into Mars until we change, okay? This is the season of war. I need my Aries, I need my Taurus, I need my Geminis and my Scorpios. I need all of you to stand up and fight. We need leaders, we need teachers. We don't need politicians. We never needed them, okay? We simply got lazy at taking care of our own communities and making sure that everyone had enough. Back when my people were in this country, my family is one of the oldest in this fucking country, and I can document that. We made sure, no matter what, we didn't care who liked who, but at the end of the day, with gathering and hunting, we made sure everyone had enough blankets, everyone had enough food, everyone had enough to eat, all the children were raised healthy. You know, if there wasn't enough food, the children got most of it. This is the way indigenous people operated, and this is the way we need to stop what's going on now and operate the way that we did in the very beginning. If you admire indigenous people, if you wish to be one of them, act like one of them. I'm so proud of my people right now. They are coming out in their jingle dresses. Jingle is for healing the earth. They are doing it all over the world. They are coming out in their jingle dresses and they are dancing and praying and healing Mother Earth. The ozone layer is finally healing with everyone at home. Let's face it. Now you see that you're non-essential no matter what. You can be replaced. Millions of Americans were fired in Massachusetts to the point in one day, and this was 3 days ago, 3 million people filed for unemployment. Now, my husband tried to file, and now he's going to somehow go into the office to prove that my daughter exists. What office? What's open? Nothing. How can he go into an office and bring a birth certificate and a social security card if there's no fucking office? So they've made it the runaround for you guys. We'll bring in your stubs. We'll bring in this. There's a problem with your claim. Blah, 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 blah. Run around, run around, run around, run around. So if you think the government's going to bail us out, we need to pull together as a community, guys. I can't beg you enough. Look at your neighbors. Look at the ideas. You could be dropping off little bags of, going to the store for them and dropping off little bags of food on their porch for a minimal amount and keeping that in your pocket. Say $25 a run, whether it's in your car, on a bike, a skateboard, walk. I don't care what you do. Come up with the most creative idea that you can and make that money. Make that money. Don't depend on this fucking government to pick you back up, dust you off, and pay your bills, because they're not going to do it. $1,200, we'll be lucky if we see that. Okay, they're talking about September. What about April, May, June, July, August, September? 6 months. What do you do for rent, food, bills? And let's face it. Has unemployment ever been enough to get by? They pay you 60% of your regular pay. I want you guys to really think about what I'm saying. This is not a conspiracy. This is actually fucking happening. We're living in unprecedented times that you will never see again. We are making history, so make it what it's worth. Make this history ours. Even if they change it in the books to how they saved the day, we know the truth and we can pass it down by word. I'm going to start a journal on what is going on now. I'm going to start, I guess, an autobiography or a biography. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Not that I'm fucking important, but for the truth to be passed down from generation to generation on what really had to happen here for us to pull together and get our own economy. The dollar's out the window. We need a new, well, it's technically not new, it's old. A system of trade. Okay? I will trade you this for that. I will trade you that for this. We need to figure it out, because the next 6 months waiting for checks is not doable, especially not in Boston, okay? It's not advisable, it's not doable, and it's not going to happen. So I hope all of you, I don't care if you're Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces, get those ideas in motion. Start making your money, okay? Start making a way to take care of your family and your loved ones. There is so much opportunity right now to work outside of that 90-hour-a-week position for your $14 an hour. Again, my readings are $15 for 20, 30 for 30, 40 for 40, and 50 for 60. My monthly packages are whatever you can handle. My readings will be the same thing. I'm not trying to price gouge you. I want you to understand I'm here for you. I don't want 100,000 subscribers, okay? Yeah, it'd be great. But are they loyal? If there are 100,000 subscribers that are loyal, bring it on. But the 28,000 that I have on this page are the most amazing, gentle, kind people I have ever met in my life. And I know a shitload of you after 2-3 years of reading you. Okay? 2 or 3 years of reading you. I know you. You are capable of far more than sitting home and crying about a fucking virus. Get up and do what you have to do. Wear a mask when you go out. If not, wear a bandana around your face. Wear an old shirt tied around your face. Wear whatever the fuck you have to wear to take care of your family and create a new infrastructure for this country. We need leaders. We need a leader. Get up and be leaders. And if you have to be followers because you're afraid, then work behind the sidelines. But if I were you, I wouldn't be afraid of this government anymore. I would be taking a stand. I would be saying, no fucking more. I'm not working 80 hours a week. I'm not going back to my job. I'm not going back to this infrastructure that's broken. I'm not going back to do all of these things and work all this much money, for this much money, when I can do an under the table job that doesn't require me to pay you half my fucking paycheck and tell me whether or not I'm worth disability, whether or not I'm worth Social Security, whether or not I'm worth. You're fucking worth it, okay? You, all of you, are worth it. Please spread this message, because this is the truth. This is what's happening. You can't deny what's happening in front of your face. And I had someone leave a comment on Taurus saying I was negative. Negative? Look the fuck around, lady. She says I'm part of the problem. I'm saying be a part of the solution. I'm not part of the problem. I'm part of the solution. And you should be too. This is your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot Bee in Boston. And I hope you'll seriously consider liking, sharing, subscribing, getting this message out there, because we need to do something. We can't sit here till September when they decide to send us a dinky little check that doesn't pay 1 month's rent, and we're 6 months behind on everything. And if you think every company is going to put everything off for 6 months, no. We need a new credit system. We need a system where it's trade. You trade this for trade that. We're going back to the old ways, my people's ways. My people have been here. My family has been here longer than most families that live here. Okay? We're going back to indigenous ways. And when we rise up and take back what's ours, we're going to treat everyone fairly. We're going to treat everybody fairly. We don't care if you're white, orange, green, purple, blue, polka dot, whatever it is. We're going to treat everyone fairly, because that is the kind of people we are. I'm proud to be Indigenous. I'm proud to be Black Sicilian. I'm proud of everything that I am, and you should be too.